What's up guys, this is Rise and welcome to a special video where we're going to be going through an epic run from my friend, my teammate, the captain of our Mazer team, PANICK23, and he is using a strong team as you see of Zacian, Dialga, and Yveltal in Master Classic. And Panic has for a long time consistently been a very good battler, and this season in particularly he's really put in the time, stepped up his game, and consistently at the top of the GBL leaderboards. Right now, he's currently third in the world on the Sylph leaderboards. So he's gone kind of from like an upper echelon battler, consistently really good, to like right now playing like one of the best in the world. And you are going to see an epic run that may or may not result in legend, but we're going to get straight into it. Zacian versus Dialga in the lead here. I'm sure you guys have been in this matchup as either the Dialga or the Zacian. And also, by the way, links to Panic's channels in the description. Go follow his Twitch, where he streams pretty much every night, and YouTube as well. So, a tricky matchup, and saves all that energy. And this wild charge is really nice to have instead of play rough for flyers, like Ho-Oh especially, that would otherwise resist close combat and play rough. Yeah, gonna respect the Earthquake and farm down, probably the safer play. Dialga has energy, right? So that's a little bit scary. Oh, but in comes an opposing Zacian. Gonna throw the Iron Head just before they can get off a close combat. I like the timing there. Does a huge chunk of damage. Gets off another. Can be really difficult to count Dragon Breaths. As someone who's myself that's a lot less experienced in Masters, I also tend to struggle counting Dragon Breaths, remembering how much energy a Dialga has. Okay, shields are down. This close combat's going to do a heck of a lot of damage. Boom. Goes into Yveltal, and the Dialga doesn't even get off a charge move. And the opponent realizes that's game over. So they top left understandably. And Panic gets win number 1. Game 2, this is not what you want to see. Probably one of the worst leads for him. Because his Zacian doesn't have play rough, so it can only hit the Giratina for resisted damage with its charge moves versus it's going to take neutral damage. But the way this team is constructed has 2 answers for the Giratina in back. So if he can somehow take switch here, can get the Yveltal aligned with the Gira, has to make a decision. Not going to bother shielding. Gonna just take the shield advantage. Wait out the switch clock. If the opponent tries to get fancy and gives up switch, he'll be able to lock the Yveltal onto the Giratina. So gonna over farm here just a little bit. Don't want to get too greedy. It's also good in Master League to look at those CPs and see if you think you'll lose CMP or not. In comes Ho-Oh. And I would think this is a pretty even matchup, but down a shield. This is going to be tough for Ho-Oh to compete. Dark Pulse does a big chunk. Kind of a weird animation there. I think it was just a sneak that only visibly registered later. The Ho-Oh baits. Ho-Oh baits with Earthquake, which is always kind of funny, baiting with such a high energy cost move. Because you don't want to debuff yourself. Takes another one on the chin. This is definitely going to be the Brave Bird. So yeah, you just shield this and snarl down. And you're going to come out with a boatload of energy. And a Shadow Ball shouldn't KO. So if you can just get off both of these Dark Pulses, should be in good shape. This is getting close to Shadow Ball range. But the Giratina, not going to go for it. Knew it probably had to over farm as well. Because if you Shadow Ball... Well, I guess that's not true. Okay. Yeah. I kept changing my mind back and forth. Yeah, I guess if you Shadow Ball, maybe it doesn't KO, but I think a Shadow Ball probably would have KO'd, to be honest, since Yveltal's kind of squishy. I think Shadow Ball might have KO'd, and then opponent could have won. I think they just overfarmed a little bit too much unnecessarily. Another Gira lead, not ideal, but this team does have 2 answers. In comes Mel. Not what Dialga wants to see, of course, but I feel like you never shield the first one. Because now you can Draco that they're debuffed. And you're either going to get a shield or do a boatload of damage. Boom, look at that. Now it's almost tempting to shield, yeah. It is a superpower, that's terrific. So this is like neutral Dragon Breaths. Oh, they get to 1 more. That's so tough. But at this point, just going to commit to it. Going to take Switch, and you've got your Dark type walling the Giratina, so you're hoping you can at least get a shield back here with a Draco. And yeah, I think the only play is to just let Dialga go down, unfortunately. But the Yveltal is going to put in a lot of work. Does get the shield. That's huge. That is honestly massive. Just tank the energy on Zacian, for sure. Get Aeroblast, that's totally fine. You live it. Does a lot. Getting ready for the swap. Oh, the Lugia boosted. And they swapped out of the boost. That's tough. But we see a Shadow Ball. Does maybe like 30%. Maybe a little bit less than that. Over farming a lot here. Wants to come out with energy for the Lugia. Oh, okay. If this is just an ominous wind, it won't do very much. It is a Shadow Ball. So now you're... If they sneak, you're at risk of getting Dragon Tail down. But it looks like no sneak. Gonna get off 2 Dark Pulses. And then you got to aggressive swap here. 1 away. CMP on the Wild Charge. Oh my goodness, what a game that was. Was a tough lead, a tough swap in. But even by going down 2 shields and getting that alignment, it ended up making the difference just because it was such a dominant matchup for Yveltal. And when you can get a Pokemon with such a dominant matchup like that locked against something else, you can also get that big farm down like we saw. And not only win that matchup dominantly, but use that extra residual energy to affect the next matchup. So just really well played there to win a game with a tough lead and a tough safe swap. All right, Zacian versus Dialga. Swap into the mirror. And this is always kind of funny. Just keep on snarling. Just keep on snarling. Because no one wants to debuff themselves first. Just keep on snarling. Oh my gosh. We have passed like 300 energy. Finally goes for it. And then do you catch here? Yeah, I like it. Gonna catch a Wild Charge. But then you probably shield the next one, right? Or you just let Dialga go. I could see either. Oh, they had Play Rough. What on earth were they over farming for? What the heck? That doesn't make much sense to me. Okay. Gets a shield with Draco. This is kind of tough. Yeah, gonna have to shield here. Ironhead would KO from this range. CMP tie. Does Dialga shields? I don't know if it gets to another before this next close combat. Yeah. So I'm not sure that was the right play. We'll see what's in back. It's Giratina. Game over. Unless this Giratina has like Ancient Power. Maybe then it has somewhat of a chance to boost. But no. Dragon Claw. It just ain't gonna happen. Even if the opponent catches, I just don't think it's gonna happen. Because 2 Dark Pulses is probably enough to KO. Nice catch. Staying alive. Like that episode of The Office. Staying alive. I mean, if someone asks you what's your favorite episode of The Office, I feel like that's the only right answer. That episode. The stress management episode, I believe it is. And even after the nice catch from the opponent, Yveltal's still going to be able to close this one out and take the dub. Also closing in on 1,000 Master Classic wins, or maybe that's just Master League in general wins. Another win. Panic soaking it in, enjoying the moment, catching a mean foo. And we're on to the next battle. 4 for 4 this set, I believe. Can he get the 5-0? Another Giratina lead. Straight into Dialga. I know I've been rotating my pronunciation. Dialga. I don't know why. Potato. Tomato. Gonna get to the Draco here. Yeah, no point in baiting in this situation. Because you're only going to get to one move there. And this is kind of nice. It puts it into close combat range. Will he shield the Iron Head? No, gonna take the Iron Head on the chin. Or more like on the forehead, I guess. Saving both shields for Yveltal. Getting ready to swap right away. And if it's a Charmer in back, he's kind of screwed. But it's a Ho-Oh. Okay. Very playable. Ho-Oh definitely, when it's down shields, not the best Pokemon. When it's up shield, it's insane. Because it's got such hard-hitting moves. But down shield, it's going to take it a while to get to these. It has to expend a lot of energy there with the Earthquake because it doesn't want to debuff itself. Gets the last shield. Wow. I mean, I guess the opponent kind of has to shield. Brave Bird. Oh, okay. Kind of tricky here. But no, Ho didn't have the Brave Bird yet, so still was fine. Nice counting. I was kind of curious the overfarm there, not just getting rid of the Ho-Oh, but it seemed like Panic was aware that the Ho-Oh was dry, so knew how much he could overfarm. And takes a nice win for the 5-0, and let's see where that 5-0 puts the young sir. 2989. Right on the cusp of Leyenda. Of Legend. And, oh, shoot. I'm getting ahead of myself. And we're on to the next set. Needs probably at least a 3-2 here to hit Legend. Another Giratina lead. Swap Dialga, swap Excadrill. This is not good. Definitely not what Dialga wants to see compared to like a Melmetal where you at least have a little more play. Just going to go for the Iron Head here because didn't think he was going to get to the Draco. I bet 2 Mud Shots would have KO'd, so yeah, 2 Mud Shots did KO. So yeah, would have been really close. I'm not sure he would have got there either. I think he probably would have been KO'd as he got to it. But he got the shield, right? Which is really good. Drill going to get to another move here. Might just save shields for Yveltal. Yeah, makes sense. Get rid of the drill. Save shields. What's in back? It's Togekiss. And that is game over. Triple hard countered. Triple hard countered. And we see the first loss. Couldn't pull the magic that time. Yeah, I don't think there's any possible way to win that game. Unless you like... I don't know what you do. Even if you go down shields against Drill to try, like, you still can't win that matchup, even if you go down shields. I don't think. Because drill definitely would get to 3 drill runs, right? Before the dragon breaths. Alright. If you guys saw my last video, you saw I was rocking Landorus for a while. This Lando incarnate form. Ironhead grabs the shield. Lando gonna go for another move here. Earth power, okay. And they get to one more with 1 HP. But it's just the rock slide. Yeah, I don't think Lando can get to 3 earth powers before the dragon breaths take it out. Gonna get off the Draco here. All shields are now down. And those dragon breaths have put Dialga into close combat range, just about. Gonna have to eat this Iron Head. It's gonna do a lot, but it won't KO. In comes Zacian. Okay. It's a little sketchy. I think you have to throw both of these, right? Yeah, because how else are you gonna take this thing out? Then you have to swap into Yveltal. Oh, CMP. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. I'm still getting over that cold. CMP. Oh, they get to one more, but this won't KO. And this Snarl down is huge. Can Panic get to a Focus Blast here? Can he get there? Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Might have even been able to live one more Dragon Breath. Not even close. And, wow, what a game that was. Big time win. Takes out the Dialga with a blast. Get blasted, Dialga. By Bacon Bird, as the kids are calling Yveltal these days. Let's see if we can skip ahead just a little bit. Also, since this elo is pretty high on the leaderboard, Electric Bananas, what a name. The queue times for Panic were pretty tough, but I have trimmed them up. And this is great. The opponent's staying in. Oh my gosh, calls the bait. Oh, actually, you know what? I think the Giratina only did 6, because I was watching these live at this point. Let's rewind the tape. Let's rewind the tape. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it only did 6. It's 7 for Shadow Ball. Electric Bananas, I don't know what you're trying to pull. But look at that. Gets the boost and had already queued the swap out. So just not a great start for Electric Bananas. Gonna bait here. Gets the shield. And this is kind of nice. Doesn't get to another Iron Head, but almost did. And it allowed him to do some more Dragon Breath damage. Dialga has so much energy. Gonna take the first one. And just gonna get rid of this thing. Going for the close combat. If this is Kiss again, not much he can really do. Gira, Kiss, hard counter City. So yeah, Giratina lead, Togekiss in back. Not a whole lot you can do against that team. So a couple of rough losses. But most of the games are, I mean, considering there's only been 2 losses, right? All the games where there's been neutral play. Panic has been able to flip. Going up against another legend from this season already. We've got the new favorite mirror match, where you just keep on snarling. Like Dory and Nemo, you keep on swimming. Zacian, you just keep on snarling. And for anyone watching that just doesn't understand why they're doing this, it's because you don't want to debuff yourself. Wild Charge, Close Combat, both moves debuff yourself. So if you throw first, you're then debuffed, And then your Wild Charge won't KO, but the opponent's Wild Charge will KO. So tries the same thing here as he did before. Gets the move off, then catches on Dialga. Gonna get off a close combat here. Will it KO? No! Dialga hangs on with 1 HP. IVs matter. That's a Shundo Dialga, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that earlier. Or did I? The Shundo Dialga. And it looks like this is probably the mirror team. Gonna get off a wild charge. Make that 2 wild charges. Then probably dip out of here. Oh, CMP. Maybe shield to keep it alive. It stinks having to shield a Dark Pulse on your fairy, but Yveltal is going to be useful. Do you shield a potential Focus Blast here? Tanks it, okay. Overfarming a little bit. This is a little scary because the Dialga could potentially come in Dragon Breath down. Oh, doesn't get it off. That's tough. Now you got to overfarm as much as possible because you need to take this out and still have a little bit of energy to get to a wild charge on the Yveltal. Gets off the combat. Oh, Snarl down? Yes. Gets the Snarl down. Yveltal doesn't quite have a move yet and pulls off another epic victory against the mirror team. It always feels good when you can beat the mirror team because you got to be kind of creative, right? When you play a mirror team, got to pull off some shenanigans with swaps and timing, catches. And Panic at 29.89. Currently 2-2 this set. This is essentially a game for Legend. A wild Poliwrath, by the way. That's pretty hype. We'll sift through the Poliwrath catch, because I think you guys are more interested in potentially hitting Legend than a wild Poliwrath. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Would you rather watch a wild Poliwrath catch or a battle to reach Legend rank? Let me know. And just the anticipation. The previous season pose. Potentially awaiting a new season Legend pose. He's got the top hat. He's gonna try and pull off a magic trick like none other. With that level 50 jacket as well. Level 50 Panic. What's the over-under for Rise reaching level 50? Will Rise do it by 2025? I think so. I think by then I'll have reached it. Alright, 759. The opponent. Is that code for something? Who knows? Zacian versus Zekrom. In comes Mewtwo. Gonna overfarm a little, then swap in Yveltal. This could be like a Focus Blast, a Ice Beam, a Thunderbolt. But no, just a Side Strike. Another move coming through. If this is the Ice Beam. Okay, this is amazing. And the opponent is out of here. They have left the building. An anticlimactic battle to reach Legend rank. And that's going to secure the 3-2. Skunk tank the reward. Look how cute this little skunk is. Maybe it's not cute. I think it's kind of cute. But it's a skunk. Skunks aren't necessarily thought of as cute animals. They're kind of stinky. Hence the name Stunky as the pre-evolution. But we see the skunk captured. We're awaiting the reward being claimed. I don't want to skip over it. So we're going to wait here as long as necessary. Together, will Panic hit the mark? What's your guess, by the way, in chat? What's your guess? What's the number gonna be from a 3-2 from 29.89? Is it gonna be just short 29.99? Is it gonna be well over like 3,005, somewhere in between? 3,000 on the dot, hits legend rank, and gets the new swag, the new pose. Very nice. A very epic run with a strong team from Panic. Major congrats to him. It's always nice to hit legend so early in the season as well, because then you can kind of relax, have fun, coast the rest of the way. You don't have like, I gotta hit legend looming over you. So to do it so early, very impressive. Just adding on to what is an incredible season for him right now with both Sylph and Go Battle League. And we'll see him put on some of the new swag here, the new apparel. Check out that new pose. The walk-in pose. Just like I'm minding my own business. Talk to the hand, cause the face ain't listening. With the Togepi backpack. Got like the swaggy suit with the Togepi backpack. Very nice. Man, if I was in high school right now, I would totally like wear a Togepi backpack just to troll. Show up to like basketball practice with my Togepi backpack. Like, Rise, Chris, what are you wearing? Anyway, that's going to wrap up this video. Before I close it out, once again, shout out to Panic. Go follow his Twitch, link in the description. And I'm also, before I do my little outro slide, going to show his live reaction from hitting legend first. So enjoy that down below. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe, comment down below. All comments help the YouTube algorithm. Smash that like button if you enjoyed this content. And all that said, thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.
Yo, chat. Big win. Big. All right, here we go. Drum roll. On the dot, dude. On the dot. Let's go. Big legend. Oh, there's an ad? No.